Hey everyone, welcome to week 4 of the Love is in the Air, Metals in Love hop, hosted by Elemental Designs, who is Carmen, and Crafting with Isabel Labori, who is clearly Isabel, as our co-hosts. And the other members are Crafts and More with Donna Jackson, Judy Evans Parker, Crafting with Ivy, Creative Moments by Durinda, New York Styles It All, and me. So there's 8 of us all together, including the hosts. Okay? So, and all their links will be below the video, so make sure that you go and see them all. This is week 4 out of 5, guys. We're coming down to the wire. So this video will post on March 10th, I believe. Yeah, and the last one will be on March 7th, Sunday, March 17th. Okay, so I'm going to show you my Metals in Love first, as you all probably know, or if you're new to my channel, you may not. I am doing both, so you had to pick which one you wanted to do, either Metals in Love or Love is in the Air, which is vintage shabby chic style. And I decided to do both. I will never do that again, I think, but it's been a good experience for me, because I'm learning. I have not done much of either one. I've done a little more shabby than I have steampunk. This hop is my first ever attempt these last few weeks at steampunk, so it's been kind of exciting. And I have to say, Carmen and Isabel, I thoroughly enjoyed this week's what we had to make. And what we had to make was an altered paintbrush, and it had to be at least 3 inches, and I'm going to go with 3 inches wide because that's what I got. So let me show you what I used first. I have a bunch of stuff here. I had this ribbon, Celebrate It, so that's Michael's, right? Yeah, and I don't remember when I got this. I'm sure I got it on sale, or at a yard sale even, possibly. I don't know. I used one of these type tokens. I used a little bit of this leftover paper just as a backing for something. I used this black lace that was, I swapped with Christine, Christine Harris, I'm sorry, for my, oh no, she gave it to me for my January 2018, my birthday in January of 2018. I used some black gesso, this Dina Wakley. I used just a slight amount of these 2 embellishment mousses. These are not the dimensional ones, and this is in, I believe it's Lemon Sorbet, yes, and Lilac Lavender. I used one of these keyholes. I used a couple brads in the brass color, I believe. I used a few mini gears. I used 1 gadget gears from Tim Holtz. And I used some chain, and this is all I have left of this kind of chain. And I used some, now I know I had gotten this at a yard sale. It had a clearance from Walmart at $2, but I didn't buy it there, somebody else did. And I used it because it had black ribbon with some purple and then these silver hearts on it, so I thought that went well. And I used some tacky glue, and I used lots of hot glue, and some jump rings, brass jump rings. I found actually brass jump rings in my stash. So without further ado, because I don't want this video to be long, I love this. I love this. Here is my piece, and this little thing here says love. So what I did first is I gessoed the whole thing in black gesso, and I cannot remember actually if I painted it also in black paint. I might have, or I might have just done 2 coats of black gesso, not sure. The brush handle was about this color, And I didn't do anything to the bristles because what I had decided was I wanted to do black and brass / gold color stuff. So I started off with gold and black. Okay, so that was my only real plan, if you will. And I started off around this section here, layering first that wide gold ribbon I showed you. Hang on. Sorry for the reach again. Wide gold ribbon. Then I put the trim over it that was, oops, not that one. The one Christine gave me. Ah, everything's falling. That was about the same size. So just some of the gold shows through. I don't know if you can see that here. And the gold ribbon is sparkly. So we had gold ribbon, then the lacy trim, double size trim. And then I wrapped 3 times around in the center of that double black lace, 3 times around with this Styleability, so that I would have the effect of a clear, a heart, a clear, a heart, because otherwise there was like 1, 2, 3 kind of thing. They were spaced out. So I like that it gave me, it's more dense with the beads. I hope they last. So then I knew I wanted to do some kind of clustery thing up here. And the first thing, I tried a couple different things, but what I first did is I had a piece of like corrugated cardboard, and I cut it to fit from like here down to here. And then it was like light green or something, and I gessoed it with black gesso and let it dry. And then I was just playing with this and thinking I'm going to glue that down. And I had this plastic word love, and I didn't like that on there in the end. But then I found these corners in my stash, and they were sort of brass looking, but I rubbed them with the lemon sorbet just a little bit, not a whole lot, on them because I wanted what was behind this to be a little brighter. And then I rubbed this, what did he call these big things? Gadget gears. It was dark color like this here. And I just put a little bit here and there of the lilac lavender just to give it a little bit of color. But then this is actually a small gear, and then one of the brads, and the paper, that swirly paper, is behind it and just hot glued on. I actually had the brad going through another one of these on the back, a smaller one, but it raised it too much, and I was really having trouble with it staying in place right. So I took the little one off and just put the brad out, put a piece of paper down with the swirly design, and hot glued it. And then I was still like, oh, how am I going to stick that down? I didn't really want to do a bunch of like modeling paste and texture paste because I didn't want anything coming through the gears. So I gave up on that for a little while. I just set it aside, and I played around with this next. When I first put this gold and black down, and I found this, it was black with brass. I was like, I'm using that, period. I'm using it. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm using it. And it fit, the keyhole fit right where the paintbrush hole is. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, like there. Maybe there. See? It goes through. So I thought, oh, chain. So this is a brad, but this is just hot glued on there. But I didn't hot glue it until I figured out I wanted to put the chain on to hang it. And then I just put 2 jump rings on I ran it through, figured out how long I wanted it, cut the chain to size, ran 2 jump rings through the top layers, and then I have, this is half part of a toggle clasp. Oops, sorry. This is part of a toggle clasp, and I figured that would fit either a nail or some kind of picture hanging thing, and that would work out just fine. So we'll see. I don't know. Otherwise, you can just take the chain like this and have that hang down like this. You know, take the chain and have this hang down on the side or something. So then I had another brad in here, but I'd already glued this down. Well, I pulled that brad out because I wanted to, well, first of all, this is a little tiny gear, like one of these, topped by one of these, and then a brad through the middle also. And then I hot glued that on. But then somehow I wanted to connect this and this because I needed this love. I found this other token thing and I didn't do anything to change it. I maybe was thinking I should change it, but I'm okay with mixed metals as long as the predominant is the gold, brass, and black. And it said love, and like I said, I had like this, let me show you what I was gonna, well, never mind. It was like a clear acetate word love, and I was having it go across here, and I was sticking with that for so long, and then I finally decided I didn't like it. I like this better. And I thought, well, what if I take that brad out and put a jump ring through there and a jump ring hooked onto here, and then I can just attach my little dangly. So that's what I did. And then to get this to stay, I had this chain out already, so I thought, well, I'm going to run chain through the top and somehow connect it in the back, which I did with a jump ring. But then I was like, well, I had a lot more chain left. Why don't I just drape that down in the back on both sides, you know, run it through again, and so that's what I did. So it's hooked on top and bottom, and I think that looks pretty cool. So, and that's pretty much it. I really love this piece, and it may not be, it's not over the top steampunky, it's not like layered out the wazoo, but I love it. And it kind of matches the jar a little bit when you think about it. Not the color of the blue or anything in the cabochon I had in the jar, but the black and the gold and the chain goes with the jar that I did. But I like this a lot better. So that's my first project, guys, and I will be, don't go anywhere, I'll be right back with my Shabby Chic one. Okay, see you soon. Hey guys, it's Deb. I'm back. Okay, let me show you what I used for my Shabby one. My Shabby paintbrush. So I had a piece of this lace left over. It's a creamy color. I don't know if you can tell. This is what I used on the sides of my shadow box. Okay, but I had a piece like about 2 inches wide and I don't know, about this long. Anyway, it was the perfect size I needed to start this project. I had a little bit of extra, oh, I have a whole roll of it, but this was a loose piece and I needed just a little bit of that. I used quite a lot of this, which I either got at a yard sale or from Donna Dreams ×3, I think. I can't, I'm starting to not remember which things I got from where because they're getting all mixed up. And I had also bought some from a lady in Australia, so I don't know which one this was in. But it's sort of a peachy rose color. It's coming across really orange, but it's more like a pinky peach. A pinky peach, and it's looking more just peach there. Anyway, then I'm pretty sure this I got at a yard sale because it's on a spool, a thread spool. This double lace, and I used quite a lot of this. Well, not a lot, but I mean, on as far as the project goes, I used a lot. I used 3 of these tissue paper flowers from Hobby Lobby. I used one of this sort of peachy color and several of these little creamy color flowers that are from Opry, I think Walmart. I don't remember. Just about out of this, but I used a little bit of this pearl flat back trim. Oops, sorry. Everything's falling. I used a few of these sugary hearts, sugar sparkle hearts. I'm pretty sure I used 1 or 2 of those, and I think only one of the light pink. Oops, sorry. Let me just shove them aside. And then I used all these flowers. There were only 3 left, and you'll see them. I'll tell you which ones they were. I used a couple of these. I used 2 of these, 1 each in these colors, not this. And then I used a piece of this gold ribbon here. And my starting point was a piece of paper, again, out of Kirby Teasdale. And it was this, like wallpapery sort of looking pink and cream color paper that I started with. So that is what I used. Let me get all this out of the way. And then we shall begin. Sorry about my messy mat there. I don't know why that shut off, but here is my piece. Let me move these out of the way too. I think it's gorgeous. I love it. I love it. I love it. I hope you do too. I didn't, like I said, I didn't go over the top with either one of my projects this time. And I think that's more my style. So it's shabby, but it's not like, you know, super duper shabby. So I said I started with the paper, which on the paintbrush, and I don't have another one to show you, there's like a little indent here that's about 1/2 to 3/4 inch wide, and I put the paper down. Then I covered it with just the metal piece with this. And then I took a piece of this under here, you can see it popping through, and I put it going down as well as going up. So 2 pieces on either end. I think they sort of meet in the middle. And then I had, I might not have any more of this, but this trim here, I put on that has the little dangles. I may not have any more of that, or I forgot to keep it out, I'm not sure. So I put them down, and then the double ribbon, I'm sorry, lace, went perfectly right around this skinny part of the paintbrush, and it made it look sort of like a little dress at the bottom here, but then it also went up. So I did that, I wrapped that around again, then I put a piece of the rickrack and 2 pieces of the pearl trim, and then one of these little flowers. And then I have another piece of that pinky peachy color ribbon under there. And before I did all that, from here up, I painted with white gesso, and then I painted it with Antique Parchment by Apple Barrel. A matte acrylic paint. It's by Plaid. And I'm pretty sure I got that at Walmart. I don't know. Most of my paints and stuff come from Walmart. Unless they're like the glimmer paste and stuff. So I did the same thing. I put that pink under here, and then I did it up and down again. And then I did another one of the skirt things, but up higher, and it's actually looser up here because I didn't pull it in as tight, and it's a fatter part of the handle. But before I put this on, I had to figure out how I'm going to hang this thing. And I had this shimmery gold. I found this shimmery gold ribbon, which I thought brought out the shimmery gold of the paintbrush here. So I did a loop through, tied a knot, and I glued it into the hole. And then I tied another loop of ribbon, because if you didn't, it would be hanging the wrong way. So this way it can go over a nail or, you know, other picture hanging thing. So then I put this lace on, and then I could put a flower on. And then down here, the flower cluster is another one of those color flowers. It's like a pink and peach. It matched this ribbon trim perfectly. Then 3 of the paper flowers. These are the ones I said I only had 3 of. So there's 1, 2. I put them on the side of the paintbrush, and then 1 down here. These are 2 paper flowers, and this is one of the little satin offray flowers. And then here's the little pink sugar heart that I used because somehow I got it uneven and needed a little something there. And then I put a gold one up here to bring out the gold. So we have, you know, the pinks and creams and then the gold, and pinks and creams and then the gold again. And the back I just left plain, except that I did put another gold sugar heart on. And I found this in my stash that I know came from Donna Dreams ×3 in a little bag. Or I shouldn't say that. It might have been from, it might have been a different person that I had gotten some goodies from. So anyway, I didn't really do too much other than, you know, I tried to be careful when I was layering back here. And you can see the layers here, how they look. You really can't see too much of the paper, but there is a little bit of pink popping through here on the back. You can see the front, it's all covered up. So anyway, that is my Shabby Chic project. So to recap, there is the Shabby one, and here is the Steampunk one, and I love them both this time, but I don't know, I think I like the colors in this one best, but I like jewelry and chain and all that stuff, so I kind of like this too. And it has a little bit of jewelry in, and it's got the hearts and the word love. I didn't really put any love stuff on here except the sugar hearts here, and the pearlized one here, which I only had one of, and the sugar heart there. So I just think it came out, they both came out great. I hope you think so. I'm very pleased with them. And yeah, I'm happy with myself on these. So that's all, guys. Please go hop along to everyone else. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Again, which is your favorite. I seem to have a good mix of in my viewers of which ones like Shabby and which ones like Steampunk, and then there's a couple that are, I like them both. But which way do you lean towards? Or are you gonna try Steampunk if you never did, having watched me who never did? Are you not going to? You really love Shabby still, or you always love Steampunk better than Shabby? You know what? How do you? My preference, I call my style simple chic, because I like the lace and everything usually, but I don't go like over the top usually with it. And that's probably why I like this one a lot. And I love flowers. And I'm surprised at myself I didn't put a butterfly on, but I didn't. On either one of them. I had one out to put on this one, but it just didn't. It didn't work with it. I actually had some flower things to put on it too, but it just didn't work. And I love that this moves. The chain gives it movement. So yeah, love chain. That's what we'll call this one, love chain. And I guess we'll call this one garden love or something like that. I don't know. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Hugs, love, and peace.